What's going on, folks? Happy Friday. I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight or War, and Manny Vitale's Wolfpack, and co host of Music and Mayhem with my brother Skylar Ray. And right now, I don't know if OG is knows I'm on or not, but after yesterday and a couple days before, and the different shows and everything, sorry, man, I'm just trying to get this new mic setup going here. Not sure how good it sounds right now. A little different setup, but kind of dig it. But we had a couple shows back to back, and it's funny because it's like, okay, no show schedule. We're gonna just kind of chill out, recap, go over some stuff, and just get ready for the next show, and kind of relax. But man, I just do not like taking time off. There's so much stuff that's going on in all our lives every day, and I think of something that a friend of mine, Ronnie Dahl, said when I met with her when I first started doing this, and that was, if this is something that you really want to do, you it's not possible to be on too much. You need to get on, get your point across, let people know how passionate you really are. Don't just talk shit. If you're going to talk it, back it up. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget those words. And I'll never forget all the people who have supported me along the way, who've helped along the way, who have, you know, kind of reached out when they didn't have to. I mean, you look at this a couple different ways. When you're doing something like this, and you get some newbie who comes in, and 1 minute he's reaching out because he wants to be a guest on the show, and again, and you have broken record time, and go back to Brad McLeod, Silver School, and Dan and Don over at Hard Knocks, and they didn't have to put me on, especially when they found out. I mean, I had no clue what I was doing, but they heard my story and gave me that shot. And then afterwards, man, after doing the show, it was such a great feeling, man, just to see the reaction of the people that were responding when they heard my story. When I think that's one of the biggest things. Sometimes, you see things on podcast shows, interviews, whatever it may be, and you hear their messages and their stories. And it's like, damn, that was powerful. That was really something, man. That needed to be heard. And then sometimes you just kind of cut yourself short by saying, you know what, man, I wish I could do something like that. I mean, I really think I would enjoy doing that, having a show, getting this platform where I could have my voice heard. Um, but I don't think that I have anything that would be that powerful enough that anyone would want to hear. And that's just not the case. And talking to a few more people about this, and I had a couple people asking, they're like, man, here you're doing My Fight or War, and you got, man, you got the Wolfpack show podcast, and now you're getting a show going with Ian Bick, and now you're doing a show on Wednesdays with Music Mayhem with Skylar Ray, and they're just like, I knew somebody who wanted to get into doing this, and it just didn't work out, or they tried this and they tried that, and it just didn't work, and so they gave up. And everybody's different. They were asking me, how do you do it? I'm like, you're asking the wrong dude, man. You do it by trying, and you succeed by never giving up. Um, where you take it from there is totally up to you. And that's like anything in life, man. You can sit there, set your mind to something, focus on those goals, and say, yep, you know what? That's me. I want that. That's what I want to do. Well, that's a good start. You know how you're going to find out how bad you want it is when you start pursuing that dream. You start pursuing those goals, and a couple things will happen. Like for me, man, I tell you what, for the first like 3 to 4 months at least, right, or something like that. Everything just clicked, man. I mean, everything that it seemed like everything I touched turned to gold, man. With the first interview with Brad at Sober School, second with Hard Knocks, and then from there introduced to a few more people, and then started from there into the store, and then meeting other people to get on their shows, and it was like things were just clicking and clicking, and I remember talking to Brad McLeod at Sober School, and that's when I told him, man, I want to do this. I want to do what you guys are doing, and I want to do it to the best of my ability. And those guys were full of nothing but 100% support. And I remember them telling me, Brad McLeod, uh, after doing his show and after talking a few times, he made a comment to me. He said, "Manny, your life's never going to be the same." And didn't know what he meant. And made a few other comments, joking around and back and forth about things. And I said, "How long does it take to get to this certain level?" And I was just going back and forth as far as what people doing podcasts and shows, what they achieve, how long, to get to this certain level or that level. And I was giving him certain examples. And he goes, "Well, certain, it depends how much, like anything, it depends what you put into it is what you get out of it." And I told him, where I was shooting, what I was looking for. He goes, "Well, I know a few people who've been doing this for a while, and you may be looking at a year, 2 years, to get to that point." I'll never forget it. I said, "I want to do it in less than 6 months." And he kind of laughed, and he said, "You know what, Manny?" He goes, "You're going to do it." And that meant the world to me, that someone with his much clout said that to me. And then when I did Dan and Donna Hard Knocks with them, and did that first promo with them, first one I ever did in my life, and our awesome family member Heidi, she saw it from the beginning, and that was one of the first ones she saw, and started following us over here at My Fight or War. And they got it. It ended up being a very powerful promo, and like I said, the first one I ever did. And afterwards, Dan came back on the screen, and he said, "Man," he goes, "man," he goes, "you're a natural." And he goes, "It's just the intensity in your eyes when you were speaking." He goes, "It was real. It wasn't fake. It wasn't bullshit. It wasn't pre-scripted." And I didn't even think about that. And the good thing is, it's because I never have done this before, so I didn't have any bad habits to drag into this. Alls I did was watch, listen, and learn. That's it. And like I said, from the beginning, I didn't tell a lot of people, but from the very beginning, starting to do this, I was like, "This, I want this. I want to do this, and I want to take it to unbelievable heights and levels. I want to meet new people. I want to keep learning as I go." And by the grace of God, I've been doing just that with the people that I've met, and God knows, and I've said it from day one. Of course, you're going to get haters. We all do. Misery loves company, and not everyone likes a success story, and that's fine. For everyone who doesn't think that we're going to succeed, instead of being pissed off at them, and use that as motivation, man. Um, I used to handle things a lot differently. And now when I look at that and I hear that and I see that and I get that from people, instead of dealing with it like I used to, now it's a very simple, just looking at them and listening to them and hearing the, just the poignant, just the almost wishing, bad luck on people. And we all know those people who, they're just like, they want you to fail almost. It's out of jealousy. It's out, whatever it is. And so now I'm just like, when I get that from people, I just like, challenge accepted, freaking challenge accepted. And once I say that, I will never back down or stop. And I will give 100%, because that motivation, just knowing that there's just, even if it's just one person that has got doubt in me, and "Oh, you're not going to make it. You're going to fail." Thank you. Thank you. Because when I'm about to give up, when I get frustrated to the point one night where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do a show tonight. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to just take it easy. I'm going to take a night off. Wait a minute. No, I'm not. Because if I do that, in my mind, that sucker won. And I refuse to let that happen. I am going to bust my ass to make this the best that it can be as a family with all the shows, with my fight, with the Wolfpack, with music and mayhem, with whatever myself and Ian Bick come up with. And by the grace of God, I pray that it succeeds with the best of expectations and unlimited. I mean, and it's limitless. If for whatever reason it doesn't work out, as long as I know that I gave my best and gave it all, it just didn't work, I can live with that. But so I, they were at this. People were asking me, they were messaging me about wanting to get started doing this. And the thing is, I'm not one to give advice because I really don't. This wasn't a profession. I didn't have a degree in social media, or I didn't take any of this stuff in college. Man, I knew that I wanted to do this. It was the first time that I really had this deep passion about doing something, and I felt like I was good at it, and I wanted to be better. And I just watched these other people, and it's like, man, I want to be where they're at. And then I thought about it, and I go, well, that's not the way I want to think. And I've had people say, well, you try to be better than anyone else. No, I just want to be the best that I can be. But, why would I want to do something half-ass? I want to be, where they're at, but I want more than that. And we should all want that in our lives. When we reach a goal and a dream that we want, it's not game over. It's game just beginning. Set that new goal. That's something that you want to accomplish, knowing that, hey, man, I just did this. And not only did I do it, I did it with my own heart and drive and dedication. And throw in a couple haters that said you can't do it. Yeah, you know what? I've had people that said, with different people that I've been on their shows, they're like, you know what? Good luck getting on that show. It's very hard to get a hold of. Next thing you know, I'm on that show. I've had people talking about other situations where they didn't think it'd be possible. And next thing you know, me and OG are flying out to New York, and so on and so on. So don't let anyone dictate your dreams. Don't let anyone dictate your future and what you will and will not do. There's only one person, and that person is you. You dictate what you're going to do and not going to do. And other than that, it's God above that's going to give you the strength, faith, dedication, drive, motivation to make it happen. If you want it bad enough, it's going to happen. And some people say that's not true. I don't care. I don't care what people think. That's not true. I do care what people think. But when they start coming at me with negative stuff, then I don't care, because it just motivates me to drive and be that much better and work that much harder. Because in the past, I didn't give a shit. Win, lose, or fail, I didn't care, because back in those days of my life, nothing mattered. There was no passion. There was no drive, dedication, motivation for anything. But now, see, Trisha, how you doing? Hey, Danny, I just saw you guys pop up on the screen here. And of course, I went live and didn't tell anybody, like I usually do when I do this stuff, unless it's a planned show. Like my man, I hope you guys saw that show last night with Lori Macedonia from Alabama. My new sister, boy, I tell you what, we chit-chatted quite a bit, before the show yesterday, and then the show, and then again today. And we just kept saying how yesterday's show, I mean, Lori is just such a warm soul, such a beautiful person. And when you're dealing with the stuff that we're dealing with, that's what we need. We need that support. We need that. And then at times, we need that. We need all of us. There's just not one person or this person or that person. It takes a village, like they say. And in our case, it takes a family. And in our case, we are a family of warriors. We're a family of champions, man. The beautiful thing with us, man, is we've been counted out so many times, and rightfully so. How many times have we said, "This is it, man. I'm not going to do that stupid shit again. This is the last time you're going to see me in that condition. No more drinking, no more drugs, no more, no more until tomorrow." And back then, no, when we stumbled and we fell, we stayed down. And not only that, we went lower and lower and lower because, I can only speak for myself, but I just didn't give a shit. And, those of you who know my story, um, got to a point where it was out of my hands. When you're laying there sleeping in the hospital and the doctor walks in and says, "You've got less than 6 weeks to live. Your organs have all completely shut down. Say your goodbyes to your family. Hospice is taking over." It, you know, it kind of changes your life in one direction. You say goodbye and you die. Well, after 7 days of laying there and having multiple doctors just pile into my room every morning from that day that Dr. Death told me that I was a goner, and taking blood from me, which I thought was strange. Why take blood from a dead guy? Um, Next thing you know, they're telling me, "Manny, we're sending you home, but not to die. We're sending you home to live. We can't explain it. That's why all these doctors are in here, because your kidneys, pancreas, and liver have all completely shut down. For the 30 days, 27 days you were in the hospital, Henry Ford, Maine in Detroit, yellow as a banana. Ugly, 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 boy. They all say that, we all have a color that we look good in. Yellow is not my color." And man, I was nasty. And next thing you know, they come in. They wouldn't tell me why they kept taking blood from me, which was very odd. They wouldn't tell me why they went from 2 doctors to 15 to 18 doctors piling in my room. They wouldn't tell me anything until the last day when they all piled in. And Dr. Death was there with his associate, this beautiful lady, younger, female doctor, comes in with him, along with the rest of the group. And, you know, she says, "Manny, we're sending you home, but not to die. We're sending you home to live." That's why we're all here right now, because there's no coming back from organ failure, especially when the multiple all shut down. But when we redid your blood to send the results to transfer you over to hospice care to go die at home, that first blood draw that we gave for hospice showed movement in your labs, which is not possible. So that's why we started coming in every 2 to 4 hours, doing more blood for the next 7 days. Each time they came in and drew blood, there was a significant change in my labs for my blood work, for my organs. On that last day, when my room was full of doctors all staring at me, um, that's when they informed me that I was going to live, that my kidneys, pancreas, and liver all started functioning again. Not only that, all my numbers came back to within normal limits. If that's not a blessing from God above, I don't know what is. And so now when I do get those people who throw that roadblock in front of me, when they do talk shit about me, do you think I let it bother me? I was told you're going to be dead. In fact, when they told me I was going to live, they the one doctor, he said, "Manny, to be honest with you, we told you 6 weeks just to try to give you enough fight to last." She goes, "We didn't think you'd last 48 hours. We were trying to give you enough fight to be able to at least say goodbye to your family, to give them time to come and see you, to say goodbye to them." She goes, "We all thought you'd be dead within 48 hours. Here I am 5 years later talking to you all, and part of this amazing family full of people like Danny, like Trisha, like, Tyler, and, Lori, Ian, Skylar, Kayla, OG, Ian Bick, all of them, all of us. we are here for a reason. And that reason is to share our blessings and whatever way we can. So when these people are asking me earlier, what do I do? How do I do what you're doing as far as how do I do what everyone else is doing when they want to start a podcast? Here's what I did. Took this phone, put it in a tripod, put it on the kitchen table, and I did my first interview with Brad McLeod at Sober School. I talked from my heart and from my soul. There was no script. There was nothing. The only thing that I had written down was just like specific dates, like the date of the hospital stay, the date of this, and that's it. That's what I did. I talked into that phone, and then I talked into the phone again for Dan and Don in Hard Knocks. And then from there, things just grew. And I came into this not having a clue what I'm doing. Still don't. I learn every day. But the key, how do you do it? How do you succeed? You succeed by never failing. You succeed by never giving up and never quitting. I remember one time saying, it's okay to doubt yourself. Man, I've never been so wrong. Don't ever doubt yourself. That was the worst thing. I was so pissed off at myself for saying that. It was after I got off the air and I'm sitting there thinking about the show. I'm like, what the fuck? It's okay to doubt yourself. You know what? And again, I've got people that are going to agree with me, disagree with me. That's fine. I'm never going to tell people what to do, how to do it. I will give suggestions of what I think. But the doubt, any type of doubt, any type of negativity that we allow ourselves to put in here or in our chest, our heart, our soul, any type of negativity, any doubt at all is just going to knock us down. We could be our own worst enemy with our own words. I see something or I want to try something new. In the past, it'd be like, man, I don't know if I can do that. Screw that. I am going to do it. Now it's up to me to do it to the best of my ability. You won't do that. I will do that. Maybe I won't do it this way. I'll find another way. If this way doesn't work, there's always a way. There's always a way. If something doesn't work, try another way. If this person isn't, the one who's, the guidance that you thought it was, it's not their fault. It's not your fault. It's not the right person. Guess what? There's a whole family of us out here just waiting to reach out. There's Lori's, there's Danny's, there's Katie, there's, all of us. That's what we do. We reach out. We never give up. That's not what, we're here once. We got one shot at this. And we need to make the best of it. And, the choices you make are yours, man. Like I said, I will never tell you how to live your life. To each their own, man. We gotta own our past and we gotta embrace our future. But man, future is so bright, and our future is ours. We make the rules, not addiction. We determine what we're gonna do, what we're not gonna do, not addiction, and then we determine what we're gonna do with all the blessings that we've gotten. And in my case, I just want to share them with every single person I can. I want to branch off in so many directions. And I've had people say, oh, man, you just want to do this for yourself. And again, I don't care, man, what you think. I've got pretty thick skin. And the reason I'm doing it is because the more, different avenues that we have, you get on a 1-lane highway, you're going one way. Man, you're getting on this shit. We're going to go in so many different directions. We're going to touch every single, person that we can, no matter what. And I just saw my man, Boston 2%. Boston, man, I tell you what, brother, I learned a lot about you from Lori last night. And I love you, brother. We're here for a reason. And I heard your story. I heard, from Lori about she talked about her daughter and that situation with you. That's a beautiful thing, my brother. And we yeah, I had no idea what I was even going to talk about on here, except like I said, I wanted to talk about getting started and doing something. And because that's what I was asked earlier. How do we do this? How? It's just, you do it. You don't, in the past, all I did was think about it and I talked about it. I was famous, man. You know what I did? I talked a lot of shit and then I did nothing. And I was that guy. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? In my past, it was going to be, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to start tomorrow. And then tomorrow would come around and I wouldn't do a damn thing. Well, I'll do it the next day. I'll do it next week. This weekend, I'm going to do it. And I would do that. And of course, it would never happen. Not anymore. Not anymore. Because now I got Boston 2%. Now I got Trisha. Now I got Lori. Now I got OG. Now I got Ian Bick. And I got Skylar Ray. And I got Brad McLeod. And I got Dan and Donna. And I got Kat. And I got Jared from Defying Blacklist. I've got Kat from Fan. We've got AA. We got Live Right. We've got all these people. There's no reason we cannot succeed. If we do not succeed, it's our fault. And in the past, we blamed everybody else. It was your fault that I'm drinking. It's your fault I'm doing drugs. It's your fault I'm unhappy. It's your fault my relationships suck. Whose fault it was? Man, all I had to do was look in the mirror. All of those things I just said, they were all my fault. But now look at us. Look at Boston. Look at all of us. Look where we were. Look where we are, and look where we're going. So the best thing I can say is don't, beat yourself up about the past. And then just my opinion, I've had people say, let that past go, man. Don't think about that. Don't do this. Let it go. Definitely don't dwell on it. But me, I'll never let it go. I want to remember. I want to remember how shitty I felt physically and emotionally for the things I said, the things I did, the people I hurt, the decisions I made. I don't ever want to forget that. I don't want to dwell on it because I want to use that. And I am just going to, I'm going to use that to build the self-esteem, the drive, the motivation to just see that sky. That's not the limit. What's above that sky, I'm going to find out. That's as I said before, the only limits that we have are the limits that we put upon ourselves. Something happens, there are no setbacks. There's only great comebacks waiting to happen. And you know what? And there's Heidi. And I was talking about you earlier, Heidi. Thank you so much for all you do for this family. I'm just looking at what you got there, Boston. Everyone says they're going to write a book. I did it. Exactly, man. I was that guy, man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I did none of it until now. It's amazing what happens when and now take the time. We had a lot of time to look back at our past, and we had a lot of time to relive. How many times do y'all sit there and do this? Man, I can't believe I did that. And we get pissed at ourselves. We're angry, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, man, use that for motivation. But now when you see the stuff that we're doing, and I include myself in this, now take some time during your day, that busy, hectic day, take some time for you and just sit back and be proud of yourself. Look at the accomplishments, the accomplishments that you have achieved and where you are and where you were. And then just take that time and enjoy it. Enjoy it because you earned it. Because you know what? Yeah, you had help along the way. But you know who did it? You did it. You did it. With help, sure. With faith in God above, sure. But the only one who could do it is you. And and that's the thing. So take that time and then think about it. It's like, man, you know what? I got a podcast. I never thought that'd happen. And then embrace it, enjoy. And not only did you start a podcast, I'm helping change people's lives. I'm going to Alabama. I am going to go and preach. I'm going to go there and I am going to, counsel. I am going to help. I'm going to change people's lives. That feels damn good. And you did it. Take that time, appreciate and just embrace yourself. Embrace that time and just just say this. I am worth it. You know, I did that. I changed. I'm this person. I was that person. Guess what? I'm the same person. I did that. I'm still me. But now I made the changes I needed to make in my life. And now just enjoy it. Enjoy when you look in that mirror. Instead of being looking in that mirror and being upset and disgusted, look in that mirror at the warrior, the champion looking back at you. So that's about it. And I love you guys, man. You guys make this. You guys are why I'm on right now. I wanted to just relax and do nothing today. I couldn't. I want to share this every moment, good, bad, and ugly, with my family. That's what we're all about. And so please, if any of you want to come on, and any of you want to share your story, please hit me up on Messenger. If any of you want to come on and talk about something other than recovery, because you know what, I've had people say, when I go off on some crazy shit with Skylar on Music and Mayhem, when me, Ian Bick, go off and get on the Wolfpack podcast instead of the recovery podcast and just talk crazy shit, I've had people say, well, man, you should really just keep talking about recovery. And that's, of course we will, but there's more to life than recovery 24/7 in my eyes, as far as we are now in this state where we can enjoy ourselves. We can act silly and stupid and all these other things. It's okay to laugh. Don't feel guilty about being happy. Don't feel guilty about being this a wonderful person that you are, because every smile that you keep on your face, every smile that you make, you just made someone else's day. So, all right. Well, like I said, I just wanted to say hi, guys. And Boston, man, I tell you what, talking to Lori last night, she is such a beautiful person, and she absolutely adores you. So God bless you, man. Me and you'll talk. We got to get you. Me, you, and Ian Bick would be a dangerous. Well, actually, I'm going out there Sunday. I'm going to be on. I am very fortunate. I'm going to be a guest on Demon's Row with Sos the Ghost. I am also going to be, because me and Ian were talking about doing a show every Monday. He's so busy right now, it's kind of getting lost in the shuffle. So I'm flying out there with OG to get all the logistics for the show that me and him are going to be doing and figuring out what it is. But we're going to be talking about just that. So not only am I doing a show with Demon's Row on the 22nd with Sos, I'm also going to do a show with Ian on the 22nd as well. So it's going to be a twofer. So when I'm there, man, I'll be bringing some stuff up, some ideas for our new format, and you being part of it is definitely in the works, brother. You know that, and you know that you've always got an open format, just like all you guys. This is your show. You guys are the co-host. Just hit me up on Messenger, man. Hit me up, Manny. I want to come on the show. I want to talk. I want to do this. I want to do that. Done. You know what? If I don't have a show scheduled, you're on it. I'm not kidding. Ask Boston, man. I mean, me and him have been trying to work around something. It was literally me grabbing the phone. Boston, you want to go on? When? 20 minutes. Okay. So please, if you guys, Dan, any of you guys, you want to come on, just hit me up, man. If you want it to be strictly about the recovery, we'll put it on My Fight Our Wars podcast. If you just want to let loose and get crazy and talk about sports, you want to talk about camping, you want to talk about, whatever, anything, that goes on to the Wolfpack podcast. If you want to come on with myself and Skylar Ray when we're doing Music and Mayhem, let me know, man. We've got the platform. You guys got a voice you want it heard? I'm here, man. Let's do it. So, Boston, God bless you, man. Tell Lori I love her, and I look forward to coming to Alabama. I really want to hook up with you guys, and we'll work something out. Boston, get a hold of me whenever you can, and we will set up something for your road trip, and we'll set something up as well. Lori, you know I love you, man. That show yesterday, the feedback that I've been getting since our show has just been incredible. You definitely touched a lot of people with your not only just you, not your just your story, but just you as your person, your personality. You're being so authentic, and like I said yesterday, and like I said today on my live, you are just a beautiful soul, and it's my honor to be part of this family. And Boston, you're my brother. You know, all of you, we're family. And I swear to God, I've been saying this since day one. You know, I've had some people say, "Oh, you're just talking shit now because you're starting to get a little more notoriety." I have been saying this since day one. If you don't believe me, go back to day one, January 9th, 2023. I've been saying day one, and it said type of group that this is, organization that this is. I had to put support group. I immediately highlighted, no, we are family. And when I started the My Fight Our War, I said, please, when you refer to us, refer to each other as family, and it took off. And we are family. And I love you guys, man. So, Lori, Boston, Trisha, all you guys, man, you mean the world to me. Please hit me up. Let's get some shows going. I have no problem coming on here and yapping. You know that. Now, if no one wants to come on one night, I will be more than happy to talk for 36 minutes. And that's 36 minutes you will never get back for the rest of your life. And I will do it. So I would much rather do it with you guys. So again, please hit me up. Let's talk. Let's if we don't, we're doing ourselves a disservice. So on that note, Lori, all you guys, I love you, man. And keep fighting the good fight because we're worth it.